All right, so hey guys, how's it going? So there's been a topic out there, from yesterday at least, where apparently Classic WoW is trying to have a Classic Fresh, and Asmongold had thought about the idea of um, if they want Classic Fresh to return, they don't need to make some of the changes, but all of them. And I thought about it for a moment, and I thought about like the idea of what Classic Fresh is supposed to represent. And I felt like to me, it's like history repeating itself again, but this was in a different time. So back then, there used to be something called RuneScape 3, where people did not like the game because they felt like they were getting their time wasted. And they said, you know what, fuck this, I'm just going to move on to some other game. RuneScape 3 lost a lot of income, and they wanted Old School Runescape to come back, like the official 2007, maybe 2006 Runescape, like just before summoning, and they want that idea, and they just want to leave it alone. Maybe they get some cool updates, some cool content, and that would have been it. And I felt like to me, when I saw that moment with Classic Fresh, that was the exact same idea of what I think that they should do. Because if Classic Fresh fucks up, I feel like even for someone like me, a a WoW newbie, a level 1 neckbeard, would think that WoW is quote unquote officially dead. At least to like in terms of like a player base. So I thought about the idea that, okay, what if Classic Fresh acted like Old School RuneScape? And what if Classic WoW and not Classic Retail, fucking I, Classic WoW and Retail WoW was much like RuneScape 3? Because RuneScape 3 fucked up, but somehow the game is still alive. Meanwhile, with Classic Fresh, if the idea is correct, can act a lot like Old School RuneScape, where like they made a lot of mistakes, but with those mistakes they learned. Both the developers and the players can work together as a communication. The devs actually work with the players. Imagine that. So I thought about the idea that I won't ramble on for too long. I don't want to make another 50-minute fucking video. What if they had the idea of like a voting system for Classic Fresh? So the idea would be like if it's 75% or more, then it's a confirmation. If it's like under 65%, and I will go on with this for like just a moment. If it's under 65%, then the players will say, we don't want this right now, maybe in a few months, maybe we don't want it in general. And they get an idea of like what the players actually want with the update. Now, if it's 75 to 74%, I would wager that the developers for Classic Fresh should give out a second voting idea, where it's like they cancel the voting regardless of what happens, and they give out a second voting of that exact same vote from previously, 1 to 2 weeks maximum. And that way they can make it so that way the players can really think about the idea and really think of the idea of, okay, do I really want this idea? Do I really want this update or not? Do I think it's a bad idea or if it's a good idea? They come back 1 to 2 weeks maximum. Maybe my 1 to 2 weeks is over exaggerated. But then again, it could be like, a player really wants to take a fucking break, but they really like the idea, but they can't think shit because, maybe they got burnt out with WoW or whatever the fuck, right? So, like, they come back 1 to 2 weeks later and they can either vote yes or no. But when they get another 65 to 74%, at least with that one, they did it a second time. And I would wager that developers would say, all right, fuck it, we'll do it like maybe next month or some shit like that. And maybe they get like a third vote. I don't fucking know. But at least it's like some sort of idea. So let me go back again. So 35% or more is a confirmation that the developers will do it. 65% or under is where the developers should think that the players do not want it, at least for now or in general. And if it's 65% to 74%, then I think that the players want to discuss this idea for at least 1 to 2 weeks. 2 weeks is maximum. 1 week is like minimum. At least I feel like 1 week is like more than enough time. But for someone like I don't know, someone like Asmongold, someone like Asfand, or I don't fucking know. I'm not good with like WoW players, but it's like, for example, someone like Stoops, even though he quit, if I'm not lost. But like, it's like these WoW players, like obviously they live and breathe with WoW. Like these people really know about fucking WoW. I don't know shit about WoW. But I know about the history of like how old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3 used to be, and I thought that maybe if they take that inspiration for WoW Fresh, I think both the players can work together and they can have like a win-win situation. And I thought this was so interesting that I even posted it on Reddit. If I remember, I'll link it down below so you can have the idea of it. And this could officially be, at least for me, and I'm gonna sound over dramatic as fuck, but this could be that this is actually like the first phase of Blizzard Realm Reborn. Because obviously Blizzard fucked up really badly. They have seriously dropped the ball, especially for WoW, and especially for like some of the other Blizzard games as of recently. The only thing that's still alive is somehow Hearthstone. But I won't get into that anytime soon. I just wanted to take this as the idea. Don't want to waste your time for too long. I want to see what you guys think about the idea of if WoW Fresh should have the idea of having a OSRS voting system. And I'll do it one more time. So 75% is a pass. Under 65% is a no-go, at least for like a month. And 65 to 74% is like, all right, we want to discuss about it. Give us like a week or two, and then we'll come back, and then we'll have our final verdict vote. And I think that should be everything. It didn't last, at least not as long as a fucking 15-minute video, but there it is. And I think I'm done for now. And I'll probably come back with like some other shit I want to discuss personally. But yeah, that's about it. Won't waste your time anymore, and see ya.